Guys, it is not like when we were kids. If you plan on doing an all-night gaming binger as a grown person, I suggest you really pray about that decision. I'm about to go hibernate. Hey everybody, so I'm rested up from completely hibernating, and I don't know if you've heard of a game called Zoo Tycoon, but when I was about 7 or 8 years old, so in the early 2000s, there was what was called a family computer room. Not sure if you had one, but we did. And in this family computer room, that's the place where I would do homework, download songs from LimeWire on my MP3 player, giving our family computer viruses. And then every once in a while, I would sneak in some games. But the first game I ever played, I'm walking down the aisles with my mom at Target, and I see this game, jumps out at me. I always love science. I always have been a big animal lover. And Zoo Tycoon just jumps out at me. So I beg my mom, please, I'll be good if you can just get me this game. And she gets it for me. I go home, I put it in the disk drive, and I sit in front of the computer. And I just gotta say, if Steam was a thing right now and you could see how many hours I put into that game, if my parents knew that, I would probably get grounded because I played the crap out of that game. So ever since then, I've just been wanting to play it. The nostalgia bug has just been eating at me. Even when COVID happened, I'm like, okay, 2 weeks at home, I'm gonna get Zoo Tycoon. Haven't played it in forever. I know how I can pass by these 2 weeks. Well, you can't buy it anywhere. And if you tried to buy it, you'd have to get the physical disc. And I had a Mac at the time. So then I'd have to get an external hardware to put the disc in. And it just, so many moving parts, so much money. I was like, I don't want to do that. So, and then I could also download it online, but the sites that I saw back then, I felt like for sure they were going to steal my credit card and go just drain it for all it's worth. Or it was just going to put some terrible things on my Mac. So I was always super scared. And even now, I have a nicer PC and I didn't want to just get any kind of bugs on my PC. So I never downloaded it. So I was having a gaming session the other night, and then one of my buddies named Hayden, I was talking to him about it. And he said, why don't you just download it? It's abandoned. I'm sure it's on some site. Just download it. And I gave him all my hesitations. And I was like, I don't know. I don't feel that strongly. I don't feel that comfortable about it. And well, he's done this before. And he said, what's the site? I gave him the site. He said, that should be a good one. Why don't you check out Reddit? So typed it into the Reddit community. They gave me a thumbs up, took a deep breath, said a little prayer, and I said, okay, for Zoo Tycoon, I'm going to try my best to download it. Hopefully nothing bad happens and get it. Well, it worked. And this was after a gaming session, mind you. It's on a weeknight, so it's probably 9 or 10. It's already getting kind of late. Late for me. I'm a grown person working. And I was like, well, I just downloaded it. I haven't played it since I was 7 or 8. I got to at least open it up and just remember the sound, see the sights. And I open it. So I build my first exhibit, which is lions, because every zoo has to have a lion exhibit. So I build that, and then one thing leads to another, and one exhibit leads to the second, which leads to the third, which the first drink stand leads to the third drink stand and the fifth bathroom. And I'm in it. I'm full blaze. I'm 8 years old, sitting in my family computer room once again. And I'm in, fully immersed. I look up at the clock, 2:30 a.m. And I was like, well, I need to go to bed. I need to call it. I'm not used to this anymore. Sure, back 7, 8 years ago, this was just a normal night for me, but I'm a working man now. And I don't know if I can hang anymore. So I need to go to bed. I'm going to be absolutely dead at work tomorrow. I got to call it. But then that little devil on my shoulder said, you've been waiting a long time for this, Jake. You need to experience what it was like when you were in your living room, just a little while longer. So I build 1 or 2 more exhibits. I figure out how to put a unicorn in my zoo. I remembered that from when I was a kid and I looked it up. Everything's going great. I look at the clock again, which I think it's only been 15 or 20 minutes at this point. It's 4:30 a.m. I have work at 8 a.m. I have to wake up at 7 to shower, get dressed, and drive over there. So I have 2.5 hours until I have to wake up. And I have meetings, have to look presentable at work. So I'm a little scared. So I turn off my PC, I tell my animals good night, and I go to sleep. I wake up off 2.5 hours, and I don't know if, do you guys have those garage doors that when you press a button, they go and open? Well, when my 7 a.m. alarm went off, I felt like my eyelids were those garage doors. Barely opening. I could not get up for the life of me. Finally just willed myself to get out of bed, took a shower, got dressed, headed to work. I live like 10 minutes from my job, and on the way I'm trying to motivate myself. I'm like, you're gonna drink extra caffeine, you're gonna come home, take you a lunch, and like you're gonna have a nap at lunch. Because every once in a while I can take a long lunch, like an hour and a half. So I'm factoring in, I'm doing all this math in my head. I'm going, okay, 10 minutes to work, 10 minutes back, 10 minutes to fall asleep. I can probably sleep for an hour. So I can get me a good hour nap. I'm halfway to work, I get a text from my buddy Grant. And Grant lives about 2 hours away. He's one of my best friends in the world. Hadn't seen him in months. And he's a traveling salesman, and he's going through my small town, which is like really rare because it's a small town and nothing's really here. And he said, hey, I'm in town. Why don't we get lunch today? I can't put my best friend off. And then like, what am I going to say? Hey, I know I'm grown and responsible, but I stayed up too late playing video games and I can't hang out with you. That's just not an option. So I text him and my heart sank. And I just went like this in my truck as I'm driving. I was just like, oh, here we go. So I texted him, I told him I'd make lunch. Barely got through that. Had to explain to him why I was bloodshot eyes and looked so tired. And got back to my desk, I usually drink 1 cup of coffee in the morning and that's it. I drank 3 cups just to get through the day. Finally got home, raced to the bed, slept for about 2 hours, got up, and of course I'm a good zookeeper, so I hopped back on Zoo Tycoon, made sure my animals were okay. So I don't know if you guys have experienced this at work, but I made it through the entire work day. Nobody said I looked like crap. Nobody asked me questions to say if everything's all right at home. Made it through the whole thing. Nobody said anything. And I think I got away scot-free. So now I'm not saying I would do this again soon, but I am saying it was worth every yawn at work. And I might have been low in energy. You know how like Zoo Tycoon has like that little energy bar on the bottom, like when it looks at the customers that come to your zoo? My energy was all the way down, but my happiness, probably a 99. So I made it through, but hey, to avoid this happening again, instead of staying up all night, working on my zoo and not getting any sleep and just being so exhausted on the workday, I think the answer here is to just start earlier. So we are gonna pull up Zoo Tycoon and we are gonna get to work a little bit earlier today and we should be all right. Let's see. Oh yeah, we got plenty of time. But if you are curious about my zoo, here it is in all of its glory. You can see all my exhibits. You can see my little attractions I got. You can see the guests are swarming at this point because everybody wants to be a part of my zoo. I'm making just a little bit of money. I think I'm paying people too much, like all my zookeepers and my maintenance workers. So I'm gonna figure that out. But man, my zoo is popping. I got animals that I want. I got a black leopard. I got a unicorn. I got polar bears. I got all that I want. And check out that happiness rating too. I usually stay about a 94 or 95 overall on my zoo score or happiness. So, I mean, and I started out on the hard level. Like I started out with very little money and worked my way up. So not saying anything, but I am saying something because I'm a great zookeeper.